say, hey guys, it's Claus. Let's talk about ping today and how ping can fuck you. And while we do that, let's watch a game in this VK. Just trying to grind my way to the mouse because, the mouse is the most overpowered best tank in the game now. And spent a lot of time trying to get the T110E5 and got the T110E5 and I loved it. And then, they nerfed it to shit. Everyone can pen the lower plate, and when you're hull down, everyone can pen your commander's hatch. So now the T110E5 is a useless piece of shit. And the mouse, which used to be a useless piece of shit, is now the best, so I have to grind that. So here I am in the Tier 8 German heavy tank, trying to get the mouse. By the time I get the mouse will be nerfed. It'll be a piece of shit. I should probably just buy myself a fucking IS-7. But anyways, let's watch this game and talk about ping. And how ping can fuck you. You watch a lot of the Unicoms, and they all have fantastic ping. Now, ping is just a number. It's a measurement of time. Most of the great players, and I'm not saying they do not have skill. They have skill. They're Unicoms. But low ping doesn't hurt. Let me just explain this. So if you watch some of the best players, they have really low ping, like 25, 30 ping. That means that's a measurement of time, 25 to 30 milliseconds, 1,000ths of a second. And, what exactly does it mean? It means that if you're a Unicom and you make a video and you show everyone, look what you just have to poke here, you don't have to aim, aiming doesn't matter, boom, snapshot, pull back. You do your video and you tell everyone how to, do things like a Unicom. And it's like the guy in the Ferrari that, he's telling you just go around the track here, pop up on the clutch, put it in third, zip around here and do the little switcheroo, brake, spin, and come back. He's explaining how to do the performance driving, and you're sitting there in your 1998 used Topaz, wondering, what the fuck is he even talking about? If I try that, it will end in one fiery crash. And, if you have high ping, you're fucked. And now let me explain it. So, what you see on your screen here, when you move your mouse, you see that Klaus just aimed, I just aimed. You see the aiming circle there, you see that on the screen? When I move my mouse, instantaneously on my screen, I see where what my commands do. I move my tank, I move my mouse, and it's instantaneous because the fucking mouse is connected to your computer. Let's just say that's zero ping. Your commands that you input into this game from your mouse to your screen, let's say that's zero. They're instantaneous. Now what happens if you have 30 ping, which is fantastic, and let's say your ping is 30. What does that mean? Well, when I aim like this and shoot, right, that happened instantaneously on my screen. But the wargaming client, the server that's working this whole game, there's servers around, the server did not know that I did that until 20 or 30 milliseconds after I did it. There's a delay. I'm trying to explain this, maybe not doing a great job, but I'm going to aim at this guy and pull the trigger. Okay, that happened instantaneously on my screen. It happened, what's my ping in this game, like 70, 80? It happened 80 milliseconds later, server side. Right? And that's pretty good. There's almost no difference. But what happens, sometimes I play, on the East server, platooning with some people, or in a tournament, and my ping, and look at this guy, he's gonna fucking circle me and I can't move because I'm in this big, but doesn't matter because this is the most overpowered tier 8 now. You don't have to worry about ping when you got armor. They bounce anyway. Let's say I'm playing and I've got 250 ping on the East server. Well, I aim the shot and shoot, but the server, that information doesn't get to the server for 250 milliseconds, which is a long fucking time. That's a quarter of a second. So when you see these Unicoms that poke over a hill, the aiming circle goes onto the weak spot of a Super Pershing, poke over, click, snapshot, boom, pull back. Well, that's because they have 20 ping, and when they aimed at that commander's hatch on the Super Pershing, the server almost instantaneously had that information because they have very low ping. You have 250 ping and you do that. You pull over, you just put the little aiming dot on the Super Pershing commander's hatch, click, pull back. With 250 ping, your shot goes where your little aiming circle was a quarter second before or after you pull the trigger, and you fucking miss. And there's no way that you can even, all skill being equal, and you're playing a ridgeline, the poke and shoot peekaboom game, the guy with 20 ping will beat the guy with 250 ping hands down all the time. You might as well not even fucking try if you have 250 ping. Just drive a heavy tank like this, where you can just sit and aim in front of them. They're going to bounce anyway, because if you try and play the hull down with the medium tanks pulling forward, back, the dynamic play you see the Unicoms doing, you're fucked if you have 250 or 180 ping. Not a hope in hell. A skilled player playing the ridgelines in a Comet with 25 ping versus a pretty good guy in a Tiger with 180 ping trying to shoot back. The guy in the Tiger has no fucking chance. Not a hope in hell, because the Comet will poke over the ridgeline and with his ping will be able to snapshot you, and your aim circle, he will pull back before your ping even. It'll take him less than 250 milliseconds to make the move, and you won't be able to fucking hit him. Same thing goes if you've got 180 ping. There's no fucking way that you'll be able to pull off the moves that you see the Unicoms making, poking over the ridgeline and taking a snapshot. You'll just hit the dirt or you'll miss every fucking time, because the delay between you and the server, if you have 200 ping, it will be impossible for you to do that. So it's not all skill. Good ping, low ping helps. I'm not saying that the Unicoms don't have skill, but come on, guys. There's a lot of other factors involved. Now, there is a setting. If you go to settings, there is something called Enable Server Reticle. And almost nobody has that clicked off. And none of the Unicoms will ever discuss this, because to them, it's not even something that they even consider, because they have 20 ping. Why the fuck would they want to enable server reticle? It's not even something that goes through their thought process. But what that is, if you do have bad ping, like let's say you have 150 ping all the time, if you click Enable Server Reticle in settings, what that does is it will display everything you see now, which is your instantaneous commands to your tank and your aim, but it will show you where the server believes you are aiming as well. There will be this dot bouncing around, and it will use your ping to calculate where the server believes you're aiming, not where you think you're aiming. Not sure if I explained that very well, but basically what it does is you enable server reticle, and then you have to wait till the server dot gets on your target before you pull the triggers to make sure you don't miss. So if you have 180 ping, you have to sit there for 180 milliseconds waiting while the Unicoms with the 20 ping snapshot you and fuck you while you're aiming. Now, I'm not sure if I explained that really well. The best thing to do, whether you have low or high ping, just go into your game and enable server reticle and play one game like that, and you'll notice another dot on your screen, which is where your actual aim point is according to the server. And it uses your ping to tell you where your shot's actually going to go. Not where you think it's going to go, because what's on your screen is instantaneous, but where it's actually going to go. Anyway, yeah, that last game there had nothing to do with ping. It has to do with me playing like a turd, and I thought I'd throw that in because, hey, it can't always be a Unicom. And I tell you, most of the games I play, I'll have like 70, 80, 90 ping, and it's almost impossible to pull off those ridgeline snapshots. And the games I play on the East server tournaments where there's 200, 220 ping, you don't even see these games on the channel, because usually I get fucked and play like shit. So ping is important. Nobody talks about it, but ping can fuck you. And low ping can be your friend. So, if you're playing like shit and you don't know why, check your ping. If you have high ping, don't feel so bad because we all can't be unicoms.